After an amazing time in Brussels, watch part 1 if you haven't already, we are headed back to London to complete our vacation. And we're arriving pretty close to platform 9 3/4, so we're stopping by for a picture. I have a lot of nostalgia for this franchise, however, I will not be putting any money toward this today as I don't need my money going toward the author of this series. As for the hotel, we're now staying in Hyde Park to get a different taste of London. If you spend about a week or more in London, or really any city, I think it's worth it to try more than one hotel in different parts of the city. This will help put you in proximity to districts that you may be interested in and get a sense of the pace, businesses, and people that might live in or frequent that area. Now, if you're from the US like myself, I would advise bringing your own face cloth or washcloth to London. Neither of the hotels we booked offer that. Instead, they have rather large towels to use for that purpose. I may do, but I would like to avoid that in the future. We did spend the first half of today in Brussels and traveling on the Eurostar, so we are very, very tired. We're going to a Greek place around the corner because it's open late, which is great because we're having a late dinner. I went for a salad and octopus. I wish I would have had something else along with this octopus because eating it for a whole entree is kind of too much of the same texture and flavor, but it is good. And Seth had the monkfish, which he also enjoyed. We went to sleep right after this meal. Sometimes on holiday, you have to check out the viral thing, and today I'm shopping for a Notting Hill shopping bag. Reusable bags are great for sustainability, of course, but also this bag has become an iconic London souvenir, so I want one. No one told me there would be so many varieties, sizes, and fabrics to choose from, so that made coming to a decision very hard because I am picky about my tote bags. I really prefer for them to have a sturdy, wide enough bottom to them. I don't like the bag itself to be too wide or too short, and I don't like just any old color or pattern either, so a lot of these I did not like, but there were a few I was drawn to. One of our goals for today and for the second half of our time in London is to explore some bookstores. I'm really going in here to get an idea of the selection and to see if there are UK specific covers to books I would want or books that I have. Now really, I don't intend to buy a book. I have too many unread books, so I browse bookstores as a hobby, and if I'm really drawn to a book, I'll check it out on Libby. We also browse the Notting Hill bookshop, but it is nearly impossible to film in there without showing other people up close, so believe me when I say it's a good selection in there, but pretty close quarters. Okay, then we were catching the bus and I was starting to close my eyes and fall asleep until bam, a woman fell down the stairs from the top of the double-decker bus to the bottom.
She had hurt herself. She fell from upstairs down. She was coming down from upstairs.
So she fell 9 treaders down the stairs.
Yeah, she's responding, but then she's hurt. She's big.
I thought it was so cute in there. I thought it was so nice. It is really busy, but I feel like once you get off that main floor, you really start to experience just like that regular department store feeling without huge crowds. I was able to get my hands on some handbags that I have been eyeing for a while, or at least that caught my eye today in store, and so I am inspired. I'm inspired about some future handbags. Did not make any purchases today except for a couple of macarons just to have a little snack, but I really like that store. I think it was really nice. I would definitely go back and spend more time. I'm gonna get fish and chips maybe for the first time ever. Maybe this is not something I would ever really order in the States, even though fish and chips is served I think commonly across the States in like pub environments. That's not something I would order, but since I'm in London, I'm gonna order fish and chips, and I know they say don't order fish and chips in London. It's best to order it in a city that's, you know, on a coast or like near the water. London is not one of those cities, but I'm here. I'm not visiting any other towns in England for this trip, so it is what it is. She fell. Oh, the bus moved forward as she started to walk down, but she was here. The bottom of the stairs were here. When that bus moved forward, she had bags. Oh, she had bags on both of her arms, and so she wasn't holding on to the rail.
Grab in time.
So she couldn't grab onto the rail in time. I heard this lady go from top of the stairs to bottom of the stairs so fast, and it woke me up because she was screaming and hollering, and so many people jumped up. I jumped up. We were like, "Oh my God, is she okay? What's going on?" It was crazy. Anything moving, you know, we don't have seatbelts on these things. Hold on to the railing. Not to blame her. I'm sure she had a lot going on in her mind. She's carrying all these bags. Things happen, but I'm saying just a reminder for y'all and for myself, hold on. You know, they say mind the gap between the tube, or no, mind the gap between the train and the platform. Do they get the tube and the platform? Whatever. Mind the gap, mind the rail, okay? Be aware of the rail and use it. It's 11:01 and it's not too busy in here at all. And that's what I love about a weekday breakfast or a weekday brunch, really. It's the brunch hour, but it's not the weekend. And that's what I like. It's not crowded, it's chill. It's very nice in here. We are about to go do something that I have been longing to do for ages, and it is to see a play here in London. And we are on our way, finally, to see The Lion King. I've just always felt like seeing The Lion King in London is going to be this beautiful, magnificent feeling, this beautiful show, and we are getting ready to step into the theater. I was crossing the street, oh my gosh. We're getting ready to step into the theater and see our seats for the first time, and I'm so excited to be here, and it's so beautiful. Let me show you the outside. You guys, The Lion King was absolutely magnificent. It was so good. I'm so happy we went to go see it. It was just so good. The costumes, the makeup, the dancing. They used like every part of the theater, it felt like. What I mean is like the aisles, the balconies, like they really gave you a show, and it was truly fantastic. So many what?
Props.
So many props. The props were good. It was just production value. It was just everything. Ugh. It's like, I don't know, I feel like when you pay to see a show, like that's the kind of stuff you're looking to get. You're looking to get a show. It was so good. And I was just really looking forward to how they were going to depict certain things that, you know, are like key plot points. Simba's father dies, spoiler alert. And it's like, how are they going to depict that? Because we know in the movie how it happens. I just feel like everything was so creative, how they went about it. People are just so talented.
The little kid actors were phenomenal.
I love young Simba and young Nala. They are so cute. Oh. And so talented, like really good voices. And that's what you want to hear, you know? I mean, Disney, a show like this is not going to cast people who can't sing, but those kids were really talented.
Like good stage presence.
Good stage presence. You know, like you're like watching certain productions and you see kids perform and you're like, oh, that's a star. That's a star right there. Like, keep your eye on that one. Just so talented. We're here at a very busy time, very chaotic. We grabbed breakfast from the same place that we had a sit-down breakfast from yesterday, but today is more grab and go because we want to take a little stroll in Hyde Park while we're here. We've been staying in Hyde Park this second leg of being in London, but we haven't spent time in the park. So today's plan, enjoy a little breakfast while walking around in the park and make our way to Buckingham Palace because the weather today says it's going to be clear, no rain. So in that case, they should be having the changing of the guard, whereas they didn't have it the day that we stopped by last week because of rain. So that's the plan for today. Well, that's the plan for this morning. There's more stuff we want to do, but that's the plan for this morning. We're here waiting for the changing of the guard ceremony to begin. And now that it's actually good weather for this, it's so crowded. Luckily, it's the best weather of the trip. It's sunny. I'm wearing a dress today, a shorter dress than the other one I've been wearing. I haven't had a chance to wear this dress yet because it's just been so cool. So I've been just wearing the longer dress when I am wearing a dress. But now I can wear the shorter one. Woo, I'm already hot, honestly. I should put on my sunglasses. Me personally, I'm drawn most toward this brand when it comes to the scarves and the trench coats. I haven't ever really been drawn to the handbags or like other accessories. It's really been the trenches and the scarves for me. I'm finally getting ready to do something that I have been waiting to do in London, which is to eat Indian food in London. Coming on this trip, I was really excited to try West African food, Caribbean food, Indian food, Southeast Asian food. I'm here at an Indian restaurant now, and I'm excited. My go-to is usually saag paneer, which I don't always do. Sometimes I do a lamb dish, but I think they do have saag paneer here. I'm looking at the menu right now. So if they do have something like that, I think I'll go for that. And then the plan as well is to like end the night with some sort of dessert. It's our last night, the last night in London for this trip. So maybe, we're not far from Chinatown, so maybe a walk to Chinatown to do more of the desserts that were there, because there were so many bakeries, so many dessert shops, so much boba. So I'm sure we'll find something like that, or something sweet after this. The garlic naan description or warning says, if you have any erotic activities planned for after you leave us, perhaps you should resist this sensational garlic naan. You trying to eat good, or you trying to kiss on your boob? They said don't do both. Quick stop by the Lego store, which we saw yesterday has the huge Big Ben, but now we actually want to go in. And why, when we decide to go in, everybody else decides to go in too. It really is the hive mind. It wasn't like this like 10 seconds ago, but okay, everybody want to be in here now. Woo, you guys. Why couldn't you stay calm for once instead of flying off the handle? It is our very last morning in London for now. I do hope to be back someday. We spent this morning going to a nearby bakery, and we went to Tesco just to have some morning snacks. I had like some apple slices and a sandwich, and we just walked around Hyde Park some more. And I'm a little out of breath because I was just digging in my luggage, and it involved like bending down because there's like barely any room in here, so I had to like keep my luggage on the floor. But we spent a chunk of this morning just roaming around Hyde Park. It feels very fall here in London. There's like a little breeze, there's all the leaves on the ground, but still, plenty of leaves on the trees. It's really that like transition from summer to fall, even though it is still technically summer. It is still summer, but we're getting into fall. And we just had such a good time on this trip. There was so much that we did, and still much more to do the next time we visit London, the next time we visit Paris, the next time we visit Belgium. Not just Brussels. I do want to explore some other parts of Belgium as well. And I want to explore other parts of France and England too. But this trip, I will say, was a success. We really did so much that we wanted to do. We tried so much food. There was so much sightseeing, so many activities. My feet feel better I'm kind of surprised. It was really rough the first like 4 days of the trip, but my feet are holding up pretty well for now. And as much as I love traveling, which is one of my favorite things to do, I love being on the go, I also love coming back home. So I'm looking forward to heading back to Chicago today and kind of getting back into the swing of my life. I'm ready to wear other clothes that I own and just kind of get back into the swing of things. And I do have some more travels coming up this fall. I'm not out of the country, but I do have some more travels. I plan to bring you guys along for that too. So stay tuned. But for now, it's time to go and I'll see you next time.